Hello everyone, my name is Desola. I'm a fashion designer and you are welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daisy's Wardrobe. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you've seen my video before and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. And to all my existing subscribers, thank you very much. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you. I can't thank you enough, and the family is growing. So I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for 10 years. On this channel, I talk about my business, I talk about fashion business, being a fashion designer, and fashion in general, and sometimes I talk about my life. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what you need to know before you start a ready-to-wear clothing line. I have a video already where I talk about how to start a ready-to-wear clothing line, but in this video, I'll be talking about what you need to know other than the steps involved in starting a ready-to-wear clothing line. So, like I said, I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer and I've been in business for 10 years. And so I believe and I know that I have knowledge to share with you. A lot of the time, starting a ready-to-wear clothing line, a lot of people just think it's that easy or it's a walk in the park. But I can categorically tell you that it's not a walk in the park. Some people may run a fashion business where they make custom clothing or made-to-order clothing, and probably they're either not making a lot of money or they're having issues in one way or the other with the business, and they feel like starting a ready-to-wear brand is the next step for them to make a whole lot of money. And some people may not even already be running a fashion business, but they want to start a fashion business and they feel that starting a ready-to-wear clothing line is the way forward because someone somewhere has told them that if you're going to start a fashion business, that is the way to go if you want to be successful. But I'll say it's different strokes for different folks. There are so many things involved in starting a ready-to-wear clothing brand and running a ready-to-wear clothing line. That's why when you want to start a business, it is very good to see who is already doing the business, who you can speak to, who can be honest with you and tell you what it's like running the business and give you pointers in the direction you need to go. And then you on your own will figure out if that is the best thing for you or not. If you're starting a fashion business and you're thinking that you not doing custom clothing is not going to make you a lot of money, you doing ready to wear is going to make you a lot of money, or you feel people that do ready to wear make a lot more money than people that do custom clothing, well, it is so wrong. It is very wrong. The people that do custom clothing that sew for people and they make a whole lot of money than people that do ready to wear. Ready to wear involves a lot, and as flexible as ready to wear can be sometimes, it can be very challenging. Some people see some fashion designers who are ready to wear fashion designers and they look very successful and they're doing very well, and they just automatically assume that, oh my goodness, they're making so much money. Yes, they may be making so much money, but what goes on the back end of the business? You're not there to experience it with them. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they've overcome. You don't know their challenges. You don't know what they've had to fight and struggle with to get the business where it is. I have run my ready-to-wear brand for 10 years and I am very happy. I'm grateful to God for how far I've come, but it hasn't been an easy journey. And running a business in Nigeria is not a walk in the park. So if I've lasted for 10 years, I am very grateful to no other person other than God. So these are some of the things that I want to share with you in this video today, so that you have your mind prepared when you want to start your ready-to-wear clothing line. Or if you even started a ready-to-wear clothing line already and you are experiencing some of these things that I'm about to talk about. So the first thing is target market. I talk about target market a lot because I think target market is very important. When I first started, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know anything about target market. I didn't know anything about price point. I didn't know any of that. I just started. I did a lot of trial and error, and in the process of me doing a lot of trial and error, I found my way. Some people are not that lucky to find their way, so they just automatically back out. And I believe that that's not what you want. You want to start your clothing brand and you want it to be successful as well. I consider myself to be self-taught because Everything I know about this business, I had to learn on my own. I didn't have anybody to teach me. I didn't have anybody to point me in the right direction. I just had to go on my own and do it and start. In my previous video, how to start a ready-to-wear clothing line, in the beginning of the video, I know I said, I spoke about mentors and all that. And I get a lot of people sending me DMs saying they want me to be their mentor. But the thing is, if you subscribe to my channel and you watch my videos, I am already your mentor. So I am a mentor to so many people. But if you want a one-on-one mentorship, that is a whole different ballgame together. Are you enjoying my video? Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. So the first thing I'm talking about is target market. You need to know your target market. If you're going to start a ready-to-wear clothing line, you need to know who you're catering to. Are they young people? Are they older people? Are they children, men, women, whichever one? And when you know these people, what age are they? Are they between the ages of 18 and 24, 25 to 35, 25 to 34, 35 to 55? So you pick whichever one it is, because these age demographics, their spending power is definitely different, and their sense of style and taste will definitely be different. So you need to understand your target market. If you don't understand your target market, you need to start studying your target market. You need to start studying the kind of people that buy clothes from you, the kind of clothes they buy from you, and you yourself that are making the clothes that you are making, what kind of person will you be suited to? Because once you miss your target market, you've missed it from the very get-go. You've missed it completely. When I first started, I wasn't sure. I didn't even know who my target market was. I just knew that I was starting a business. I wanted to make clothes and sell clothes, and I had these clothes and I wasn't really sure, because to be honest with you, I was in a corporate job for a couple of years, so I wasn't very sure. I was believing that the people that would buy my clothes would be people around my age. But when I started the business and people started patronizing me, I discovered that it wasn't people my age who were buying from me. It was even people that were older, people that were married, young women who were married and had passed certain stages in their lives. The younger people who I was thinking were my target market had no interest in what I was selling. And when I discovered this, I didn't bother to change what I was making to fit the demographic I was targeting. I just discovered that, okay, this is my target market. I might as well just cater to them because they were buying pretty well from me. The next point is price points. Your price point is very, 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 very important. There is no point making clothes and putting a very high price point on it, and your target market cannot necessarily afford what you are selling, or even if they can afford it, it's not what they want or what they are expecting. Some people start businesses saying, they want to capture a lot of the market, they want to get a lot of people to buy into their business, to buy into their vision, and they start their business with a price point that is so low, a price point that can't run your business, a price point that is like really low, and they consider it to be competitive with others, so they make it very low, and people buy and people come and they get a lot of customers, and as time goes on, they realize that they cannot sustain this price point and they want to increase their prices. A lot of the time is always a problem. It is always a problem because people don't want to pay more, especially on this side of the world. Everybody wants a bargain. They want to get a bargain. They don't care if you're not making money. They want to get a bargain, and you started out with a very low price point. I've made that mistake before, and my price point was so low because I wanted to get a lot of people to come and buy from me. I considered my price to be very, very competitive. It was, it was a bit frustrating. It was challenging. Whenever I tried to increase my prices, they would come, they would say, Daisy, no! Why is it so expensive? You have increased your price, oh! Your product isn't expensive, oh! knock it down again and they will buy. And the thing is, the painful thing is that some of these people, they can afford it. They can't afford it because they know what they are buying. They can see the quality, they can see everything. But because you have introduced your business with a very, very low price point that can't sustain your business and it cannot sustain you. And like I said, customers don't really care. They only care about the value they're getting and the bargain that they're making. So you are the one that is at a loss. What did I do when that happened? Over time, I had to take the bull by the horn and increase my price regardless. So I had people, even when I'm not in my store, I had customers calling me saying, oh, your people said this, your people said that. And I'd say, yes, this is it, this is it. And you know what? I lost customers. I lost a lot of customers. But you know what the good thing was? I gained them back. Are you enjoying my video? Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. Thank you very much. It goes a long way to helping my channel. Certain things happened and certain things gave me certain exposures, which I was able to leverage on these opportunities. I was able to get new customers. So the new customers that came, they saw the value and they appreciated the price that came along with it. And they were not complaining that it's too expensive, it's too this, it's too that. And they pay me, they are happy, and I'm happy. Everybody is happy. There's no point working like a dog. And you can't even reap the fruit of your labor. That is the most painful thing. The next point I'm talking about is fabric and the cost of your fabric. So you have to determine what kind of fabric do I want to use to make my ready-to-wear. Where do I want to source them from? What is the price of this fabric going to be? Because already you have already established what your price point is going to be. If you say your price point is about 5,000, 10,000, which in dollars is about, I think 5,000, $10, I think $10. If that is your price point, you have to now source the kind of fabric that you're going to use, that after making these clothes and you put this price point on these clothes, you're able to make a profit. So for example, you can have a price point or a $10 price point. I'm using dollars because there's some people who are not Nigerian and also watch my channel. So you may have a $10 price point and you buy fabric that costs you about $6-7. You haven't made the clothes, you haven't bought the accessories and the supplies they're going to use to make these clothes, and already the fabric is costing almost the same as your price point for one garment, if you understand what I mean. So it's very, very important that you understand your fabric, where you will source it from, and the price that this fabric is going to cost. Because if you're going to use expensive fabric, your price point needs to be more than $10. So if you're going to use a fabric that's going to cost you $8, your $10 price point is not valid. You would have to move it up to something else that you feel is decent enough for you to make a profit, and also decent enough for your customers to be able to buy from you. The next point is production and manufacture. So that is the meat of it all. What is the point of having a clothing brand or a ready-to-wear clothing line and you don't have how you would produce or manufacture it? And even when you have where to manufacture it and how to manufacture it, you cannot be consistent. There's no point. There's absolutely no point. So you have to decide, how do you want to produce these garments that you want to sell, these ready-to-wear garments that you want to sell? How do you intend to produce them? Do you intend to outsource to people? Do you intend to get your own factory, get your own tailors who will make these clothes for you? What is it exactly? Because whichever one you choose, you need to be consistent. The thing with ready to wear is ready to wear needs to be consistent. And when I talk about consistent, I'm talking about the end result of the product, the finishing and the quality. If you want your business to be considered as a solid business, as a solid ready to wear brand. When I first started many years ago, people would tell me that, oh, why are you spending so much money, having an in-house tailor and you only just started, why this, that. Why don't you just do I have this person that is doing like this. They'll go to the market, the tailors in the market, they will source the fabric. One tailor will make this style for them, another tailor will make that style for them. And the thing is, there's no uniformity, there's no consistency, because the way everybody sews is different. The way everybody cuts is different. So if you have a particular tailor who is sewing trousers for you today, and the trousers come out very, very nice, and you want to order another batch of trousers, probably you finish selling the batch that you have and you want to order some more, and you go and meet this tailor, and this tailor is busy with other people's clothes and tells you that, oh, please, you will wait for another 2 weeks, and you can't wait, then you probably go and meet another person, and the person now makes these trousers in a different way. Now, these trousers that you have so spoken about and so talked about that people are now in love with, you now find that people are wearing it. Some have a good experience with this same trouser, another person has a bad experience with the fitting of that same trouser because the cut is different. The measurements that have been used may be a bit different. So the thing is that even if you cannot afford to have an in-house tailor and you want to outsource to people, the people that you're outsourcing to, be consistent with the people you're outsourcing to. Don't outsource to too many people, because if you outsource to too many people, there's most likely, you can be lucky and things will always be okay, but most of the time there will be issues, there will be challenges. And if you now decide that you want to have your own factory where you make these garments, there are things that you need to consider. I have a video whereby I talked about the hidden costs of running a fashion business. I'll link it up somewhere, but there are things that are involved. You need to buy your machines, you need to buy your tailoring supplies, you need to hire tailors, you need to manage these tailors, and whichever space that you decide to work in, whether it is a rented space or you decide to use your personal house, probably somewhere at the back, you still need to consider certain things. Here in Nigeria, electricity is one of our biggest challenges, and you need to factor that in. You need to consider that, okay, I'm going to be paying for diesel, or petrol, on either a daily basis or a weekly basis. And if you're not using industrial machines and you're just using the domestic manual machines, you may not necessarily need as much electricity, but you will still need electricity to iron your garments when you are done. So take it or leave it, you still need electricity. And if you now decide that you want to make your clothes in-house by having your own factory and you employ tailors, my video some weeks ago, I talked about, do you need to know how to sew? You don't need to always know how to sew, but you need to know the basics. Because the thing is that tailors are going to mess you up one way or the other. You need to be prepared for that. Over the years, when I meet people, that is one of their biggest complaints. I've even had a time in my business where I came to work and all my tailors were gone. People have different horror stories, and you need to know the basics about the kind of garments you're making, so that if there's a change in hands, you are able to communicate what is required from your brand, from your garment from your clothes that people know your clothes for. Not that one tailor will come today and that tailor is really good and has made some fantastic garments and everybody knows this, everybody likes it, everybody and that tailor leaves and another tailor comes in and that new tailor cannot replicate, the standard that previous tailor has laid already. It's not very good. I'm not condemning anybody, or don't get me wrong. I've also been in that position before in my business, and I had to find a way out of it. The next point is finishing and consistency. And just like I just said about, manufacturing and production of your garments, finishing and consistency is very important. That's what ready to wear is about. That is the main thing about ready to wear. So your finishing is very, very, very important, and it needs to be consistent. Not that today the finishing is very good, next time the finishing is somehow, it's like this, it's like that. You need to be consistent as much as you can when wearing a ready-to-wear brand. The next point is marketing. Marketing a business, there's no hard and fast rule to it. Some people will say, do this, do that, do this, do that, do that, do this. Once upon a time, I was doing this, doing that, doing this. But the thing is that in the midst of doing this, that, you have to eventually find out what works for your business. You have to find out what works for your brand. You can't do everything. You have to figure out what kind of marketing works for your business. It's very important. You need to market your business, and it's so much easier these days with the life of social media. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's you name it. There's so many platforms where you can market your business, but you need to find out a marketing strategy that suits your business. You can't do what everybody is doing, because the thing is that marketing a business sometimes is not very cheap. So what I mean by it's not very cheap, if you decide to do paid marketing, it doesn't come cheap. If you decide to use influencers, that doesn't come cheap either. If you decide to use influencers, that doesn't come cheap either. Because if you decide to use an influencer and you say, oh, I'm using an influencer, I'm not going to pay her, I'm just going to give her clothes, The thing is, there's only how far that's marketing will go. That promotion, there's only so far it's going to go. But when there's money backing that promotion will go far compared to when you're just giving out free clothes. Because, like they say, money opens doors. But you don't necessarily need to always use money to market your business. You can start the normal, regular way that so many of us started with, which is picking a platform, posting good pictures regularly, consistently, and trying to put out the word about your business, about your brand as much as possible. A brand is not built overnight. A brand is built over time. That I can categorically tell you. And that's the thing for me. You find a lot of people trying to compare themselves and trying to show off to themselves. I started my business, even though I started after you, I'm doing better than you. But how do you really know? How do you really know? Because they say something, slow and steady wins the race. But the thing is that a lot of people are not really interested in that slow and steady. Everybody just wants to hit it big. That's it. But if you hit it big the first time, fantastic. But if you don't, you have to just keep on pushing. You have to keep on pushing, keep on believing in yourself, not looking left or looking right, but looking straight ahead and improving every single day. That is how you build a brand, not comparing yourself to X or Y or Z. Because the thing is that when you go on Instagram these days, there are so many businesses, so many different things. And then you say, oh, I must do better than this one, I must do better than that one. You are harming yourself, you're harming your mind. There's no point. You just focus on your own race and keep on pushing, and you'll surely get there. So my video for today is done. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!